Now, the wildest thing is you never know a great game is going to be a all-time great game. Like you can see a game and know that it hits all your hallmarks that you're looking for in a game. A title that will actually be a title that can last, but some special titles transcend, right? So if you look at Destiny, and I'm going to use Destiny and from Destiny into Destiny 2, Bungie happened to hit oil again. They struck lightning. They had lightning in a bottle. They did first with Halo, and they came right back with Destiny. And listen, the odds were stacked against them. I'm telling you now, I'm seeing the same hallmarks when it comes to Arc Raiders. And I think this week I'm going to purchase Arc Raiders because it was this piece right here that actually convinced me that I because I'm sitting on the fence. Like, listen, let me be real with you. I get a ton of games. I have a ton of games. Get a ton of NDA games that I got to play. I get a ton of live service games that I'm playing. I'm in love with Marvel Rivals. I'm in love with Fortnite. I'm playing all these games that actually soak up my time. I do have my single player games. I do have my RPGs that I'm playing. I'm playing on my ROG. I'm playing a ton of games. And I'm not complaining. I'm not. Don't ever think that I'm complaining playing my hobby. But then I see this game and I'm looking at it and I'm looking at everybody having fun and I'm listening to all the engagement. And it's not about how many people is playing, but it's just about everybody saying the same thing. So I saw this little docu-series on Arc Raiders, and it was like a preview to it. And that kind of sold me on it. Let me know if you saw the docu-series preview. This one right here.
So we wanted to make something completely our own. And everyone had an idea of something fantastical. Sci-fi leaning because it's comfortable. Everyone kind of likes it, but it's also a challenge to carve out your own. Even my kid, who was 12 at the time, just had the sentiment going, oh, new studio, sci-fi game, very original.
The larger recipe for the game wasn't there. We couldn't replicate the sessions consistently enough. That's enough to start talking about, well, should we consider adding the PvP component?
A lot of people, and frankly me included, wanted this to be a PvE game, and I wanted for our vision to work. But when it doesn't work, you can release what you have to the public and they will crucify you. Or you decide, I don't want to continue with this, we shut it down. Or you still have a belief in the lore and the core kind of gameplay loop, and you say, maybe I can just make this something different.
What's a man or a king? What's it saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it. Instant Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much making a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's a man or a king? What's it saying? Advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot what said as you claim it.
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from. I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And on this wonderful Thursday for most, Thursday if you're from the old country, it's Fight Night Eve, if you will. Friday Junior. We are at the precipice of City of the Wolves, Fatal Fury. You got your Chung-Li. Bring it. Step up to the plate. Let's see what you got. Don't be late. But yo, listen. Oh, a lot of you guys were misinterpreting what I was saying. Okay, so the intro is always going to be the intro. I pay for the intro. That's my intro. That's synonymous with me. Okay, so that intro was made by Wonton Soup, and I can't say the other guy's name because it's crazy. But yeah. So listen. That's my intro. I pay for the intro, so everything from top to bottom is my stuff. And then the other intro that I use for shorter stuff, that's always going to be there. What I was talking about was background music, and I see a lot of you guys like, yo, King, do your thing, man. The hell with everybody else, and I understand it. I want to keep it low. I want the music nice and melodic at the bottom, but I do want to give the layers to the video. You understand? Like, editing is an art. And the more that you love what you're doing, the more that you put yourself into your art, the more people can understand who you are. All right. So listen, that's what that was about. But listen, if this is your first time finding the channel, you found your new best friend. If you love positive Xbox news, well, listen, I drop videos 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, and a lot of times I put those videos early for members. So, but if I do a preview, then we're all sitting there, we're watching together, and we're having a good time in the chat, talking with each other. So I know sometimes I'll be doing that. Sometimes I'll be dropping it early for the members. And also I give away free food. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to give away the movies, because I got a ton of movies that I do want to give away. They're Blu-ray movies. So, ton of Blu-ray movies that I do want to give away. I do happen to have a connects and stuff like that with some stuff. So listen, this holiday season, I don't want you to be alone. I want you to actually have food. So that's why I'm giving away the food for members. I'm also giving away movies, and just so you can be connected. All right. Nobody needs to play this holiday season alone. But there were so many games that were actually shown. And I do want to talk about the games that was actually shown. It was 16 games that was shown. And out of those 16 games, 10 of those 16 games are going inside Game Pass. 3 of those games dropped in Game Pass today. One of them is Dave the Diver. So I do want to talk about the Xbox partner showcase that just went on. And the biggest news out of all of that, everything was play anywhere. That's huge. XPA is huge. And I guess people are learning now that Xbox isn't playing around any longer. But I guess it takes for them to start stomping around like this 800-pound gorilla for you to understand that they want it all. If a nickel bag is sold in the park, I want in. Let's get to these topics. Now, a lot of people ask me, who is the Steam Machine for? And you know that Valve has a ton of analytics based on who uses their storefront, what games they purchase, and by looking through the algorithm, they can see exactly what type of PCs that you're running, especially when you're going through tech support and all that other stuff, and what you're downloading and what type of rigs you have. Well, they estimate that the Steam Machine is going to be more powerful than 70% of their user base. So only 30% of their user base that goes to their storefront actually have above capable machines. What they're trying to say is 70% of you guys are below capable. And that's where the Steam Machine comes in. So Valve said Steam Machines will be faster than 70% of the PCs that peruse Steam. The company has hardware surveys to help judge where to pitch the specs and the incoming mini PC for the incoming mini PC. A Valve engineer shared this info and also underlined how this would be an entry-level device at an affordable price tag. Now, you have a lot of people running around with different prices. You have people talking about $1,000. I don't believe it to be anywhere close to that. You have people talking about $500 like myself. And you have people saying $700 like myself. There will be 2 SKUs to this device. One will be pitched at the lower end, and the other one if you want the controller with the machine, and the specs will probably be so, as far as that to warrant a $700 price tag. The one without the controller would be the lesser of the two, and I believe that thing would be $500. But Steam knows exactly their audience. And this is what I've been trying to tell you guys. It's not like you don't put out these metrics, you don't put out these engagement numbers. The reason why these companies are moving in the manner that they're moving in is because they have the numbers and the analytics to back it up. The metrics speak. You have engagement. This is the engagement where it goes to, and this is exactly who they're talking to. So I see a lot of you guys titling your YouTube videos, your content, as who is this for? Well, this is for the Steam user. The Steam user who actually has a weak underpowered machine, and this PC will allow them to catch up to most of the main stuff that's inside the store. So again, know where they're trying to fit in. They have the analytics and they see the need. The PC market is growing, but the low end is actually the one that's growing the most, right? There's not too many people that's jumping into the PC business or the PC gaming and getting a $5,000 PC. A lot of these guys are putting together budget PCs, which actually scrape together and barely beat the consoles that are out right now. Just saying. Do you see what happens when that 800-pound gorilla starts acting like the 800-pound gorilla? Do you see exactly what it means that Xbox, Microsoft are finally putting their money where their mouth is? Now, I came to this thesis, this theory, this thought process, this idea that because the ABK trial went on for so long, Microsoft was held back for a large period of time, and that the time period was 2 years for the trial. Now that the trial is concluded and they have all their ducks in a row, everything is moving expeditiously. Now, you get a chance to see what they're capable of when they absolutely are focused, and their focus is laser. Seeing that the Xbox full screen experience is in beta, if you're an Xbox insider, what Microsoft is doing and what they're bringing is the Xbox full screen experience to PCs. So, much like your Xbox ROG Ally, where you have the Xbox full screen experience and MSI Claw, which got that release, I think it was sometime this month or last month. Now, when you load into your PC, it boots up like an Xbox. Microsoft is also testing its new Xbox full screen experience with regular Windows 11 PCs. Now, this thing is something that is interesting. The Xbox full screen experience doesn't load the full Windows desktop or a bunch of background processing, freeing up more memory for games. It's essentially not loading the Explorer shell and saving around 2 gigs of memory by suppressing all the unnecessary parts of a typical Windows installation, Windows 11 installation. If you decide to enable Xbox full screen experience on your handheld or your PC, it will launch you straight into the Xbox PC app at boot, which includes all of your PC games from the Microsoft Store, Battle.net, Steam, and other storefronts. There's also a game bar for navigating between games and launches and a task view that is designed to be more handheld friendly. To turn on the Xbox full screen experience on your compatible handheld, go to the settings, gaming, full screen experience, then select Xbox as your home app. Very simple. They're trying to take over. They're trying to do exactly what we expected this 800-pound gorilla to do. If you're a fan of Dave the Diver and you've been waiting patiently as an Xbox gamer, well, wait no longer. Today, Dave the Diver has launched today. Dave the Diver has finally announced for Xbox and is splash landing today. And listen, I'm not a huge Dave the Diver fan. I guess I could be if I get a chance to play the game. Never got a chance to play the game. If any of you guys actually played the game, please let me know. I know they did have a Godzilla like DLC, and that had intrigued me because, I'm a huge Godzilla fan. So, at the partners, Xbox partner preview showcase, it was there that they had it, and it was dropping in the store today. And it's, $19.99, and everybody says it's pretty cool. So again, if you got a chance to play Dave the Diver, please let me know. I haven't got a chance to play it. I want to know more about it. What is it? What is it about? Just give me, listen, I read every comment. So please just enlighten me on the game, because there are tons of games that are out there, and I just don't want to waste my time with something that just isn't my cup of tea. Armistice is one of the games that I thought was a real looker at the show. This gothic tinge roguelike is coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2026. And this is the game that kicked off the show. I thought the game looked fantastic. It gave me a feel of a lot of the roguelike games that we do see, but the main character looks like Cade from Destiny. If you're a Destiny fan, you understand who he is. This third-person roguelike shooter is set in the demon-infested ruins of Paris. As the last supernatural warrior of an ancient order, armed with a powerful firearms and incredible celestial powers, scour the city in search of a lost gateway to heaven, the Sunless Gate. The game looks insane. And I'm not going to lie, man. It looks like a frenetic shooter. It has brutal combat, and they have some build crafting to it too. So I definitely look forward to this thing. One of the most drama, nightmare-fueled games that can ever drop was actually showed at the Xbox partner preview showcase. And this game, it was total chaos. You see what I did there? I used the word anyway. The name of the game is Total Chaos. It is a horror-filled, mushroom-induced, nightmare, bad trip game if I've ever seen one in my life. And they got the reviews up and everything. It's like a 9 out of 10. This thing, or 8 out of 10. This thing is absolutely incredible. I'm going to tell you a couple of things. One, really not into horror games like that. I love horror movies, horror games. My interactive medium, man. But with that horror game being talked about, this game has launched in Game Pass today. Shadow Drop, boom. Curiosity killed the cat. Satisfaction brought him back. If you're into anything like the survival horror, I'm telling you right now, this will quench your thirst. This horror-filled game is outside, and bro, go get it. It's inside Game Pass. Bro, that's all I can say. Bro. I want to thank each and every last one of you for making it this far, and I appreciate you. Now listen, there was so many games shown, 16 games in total. And it was a lot of different games that were reaching a lot of different audiences. A lot of different people will be interested in so many different things, from the Vampire Survivors Crawler to Zoo Punk to Armistice. There were so many games like Dave the Diver. What I liked about the preview, the Xbox partner preview showcase, wasn't any talking. Nobody came out and told you, well, these are the games that we got going on, and this was this from this. No. Just games. See game, show game, let game play, show next game. That's it. And I think that format is an incredible format. I think it allows the consumer that's watching, because we are all consumers, it allows the consumer that is watching to understand that these dudes mean business. Xbox means business. This thing is a platform showcase. And I want to know, like, in the background, is there mandates that, like, listen, man, if you want to be part of the Xbox ecosystem, you want to be part of what we got going on over here, do you have to, or do the games all have to be XPAs? Because with 007 First Light, that game is an XPA game, and I want to know what the conversations with IO Entertainment was about. Like, how did that come about? I mean, we do have the Hitman with Eminem versus Slim Shady. Didn't see that coming. It was just so many different titles being shown, and all of them, every last one of those games there was an XPA game. And that's the onus on Xbox. Xbox is making sure that they're future-proofing your library while making sure back-compat is still a thing, while taking your experiences across all devices. That Xbox full screen experience that they're fostering is nothing short of ingenious. Like, Addict said today that, play anywhere has been a thing. I think, Microsoft and Xbox was held back by the ABK deal. I think 2 years of that being stagnant, not knowing how to move, not knowing how to position yourself, not knowing if you was going to drop that, go pick up somebody else and make other moves. And we're seeing like Ubisoft just got picked up by somebody, but we don't know who. We don't even know if that's Xbox. Because remember, Ubisoft went private. With them going private, we don't know if Tencent picked them up. We don't know what's going on. So they were kind of off the board. Or was that EA that went private? Could be EA that went private. Oh, no. What happened was Ubisoft pulled their report right before they were supposed to announce the financials, and they pulled the report back indicating a sale or possible sale was in progress. So, and EA is the one that went dark and sold with them not being in, yeah. But you understand exactly what I'm saying. We don't know who's the true player when it comes to Ubisoft. Could be anybody. Of course, my greedy behind wants it to be Xbox. At the same time, I just want them to deliver the most games possible to the service. But in fulfilling their commitment, let's talk about that, because it was told to us that the reason why the price hike goes up for Game Pass, and we can extrapolate different things when it comes to this, but we were told that the price hike was due to the level of quality that Xbox was doing with bringing games to the platform. Now we see 10 out of the 16 games shown are going to Game Pass or in Game Pass, and a couple of those games dropped inside Game Pass today. With what was the games that dropped today inside Game Pass? You had Dave the Diver that dropped inside Game Pass. You had Total Chaos and Clover Pit. Just Shadow dropped inside Game Pass today. Now, Total Chaos looks crazy. And Dave the Diver is something that people wanted to play. So you're getting quality inside the ecosystem at the price point in which, some people said it was a lot. Some people said it was fine. It's based on what you have to offer, and your first party titles is there. I don't see any Call of Duty people crying about that. But with this being said, I'm going to say it, and I'm going to keep saying it. I want this generation only games, right? And I'm kind of happy that Call of Duty had to hit the stumbling blocks that they did hit, based on the fact that you guys are still tied to last generation. And don't lie to me and tell me that, that has nothing to do with anything. It has everything to do with everything. because again, the geometric engines in which you're working with is still tied to the basic consoles that we have left, right? If this generation meant so much, if the Xbox Series consoles meant so much to Xbox, and I'm not even talking about the PlayStation because they're irrelevant. They don't have any shows going on. They don't have anything happening. You know, you got dudes talking about Ghost of Yodi, talking about that. And Xbox has released so many games since then. It really doesn't make no sense. Since October 2nd, Xbox has released so many games and Game Pass has been doing so much that talking about PlayStation is absolutely irrelevant. And there's no need to give life to something that is absolutely dead. It's just dead in the water. People are worrying about sales of titles that they only brought one copy to. Strange stuff. But with Microsoft and Xbox moving forward and showing you the value inside the ecosystem, I only just wonder what else is next, because we do know that Silent Hill is coming. We do know that Silent Hill is Play Anywhere. So that's in the storefront. Silent Hill 2 is about to show up, and that's XPA. So again, this XPA is really the driving force inside Xbox. And you got to give a shout out to Sarah Bond, because being the president of Xbox, that means that you're sitting down with these people, telling them the benefits of what things are and what things should be, while also opening it up for developers and releasing your normal NDA disclosures about how to get and produce games onto the Xbox ecosystem. That's huge. So what they're doing is so much positivity based on what they're asking for developers. They're only asking for developers for 12% of whatever that they're putting out on their storefronts when it comes to the Windows storefront. That stuff is huge within itself, not the 30% that Steam is asking. So again, you got to look at what they're doing, what they're trying to do, where they're going, and how they're moving. And it just seems to me that Xbox understands the room, understands the demographic, and there was some talk, right? Let's get to the talk, because there was some talk. The talk was that Xbox is going to release consoles that are in the price range of $800 to $900. I believe that's far-fetched. I believe probably they do release a lower SKU Magnus version and then a higher SKU Magnus version. But again, honestly, I don't believe that to be true. Like, I don't believe a lot of stuff that, people say on Twitter and stuff like that. It is what it is. I kind of got my sources, and when I talk to my sources and I verify some stuff, then I just come with that. Because you notice that I never try to be first. I just try to be correct with what I'm talking about. And sometimes, you get stuff wrong based off of the information that you have, and sometimes things change based off of the information you have. Ignorant man can never admit his wrong and never can apologize. A smart man learns from his wrongs and apologize, and go forward. So again, this is a news channel. You're going to get news wrong, you're going to get news right, but we're going to make sure that we get the news to you in a timely fashion. So I can't wait for tomorrow. I hope you can't wait for tomorrow. I hope you are part of Frontline Gaming Streams. Go to my sister channel, Frontline Gaming Streams, where we do Fight Night Fridays and I stream games. We have fun over there. We have a good time. Last week was a blip in the Matrix. We won't do that this week. But City of Wolves, tomorrow, be there, be there, be there. You don't want to miss it. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. But I want you to do what I always do, that I try to do all the time. I want to go with game is game and win is win. And I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.
Play it day one with Game Pass.